Hæ. Glæsilegt. Því fleiri því betra. Emil, geturðu farið á lichess.com og tjekka hvort að ef þú ítir á nafnið mitt, hvort að það sé eins og ég sé að streyma, hvort það komi eitthvað svona merki, já, þú veist, TheChessKitchen að streyma. Oh, man. Here, maybe. Okay. Here. 6. B3. Okay. I never take. C7. E4, okay. Castle. Ok. Og ef þú ítir á þetta sjónvarp Tek eina Philidor hérna. Black Lion, Philidor. Okay. Interesting stuff. Spurning hvort við tökum hérna aðra. Okay. Okay, Philidor. Let's play the Philidor. Come on. Okay, so this is one of the moves, and the best answer is to put the king back on e8. Key move. Important, taking the squares. Put the bishop on b7, like this. Okay, so it's probably coming here. So we're gonna take the square away from the knight. Okay, so knight f2. Probably best to put the king on e7. And here. And he will probably double the rooks. And now we have a very uncomfy move. It's a weird one, but I guess this one is the best. The point being, we are just threatening to take the knight. Double his pawns, okay? And now we need to protect this pawn somehow. What to do? What to do? This is tempting. This is tempting. Maybe this is the best move. This might be the best move. At least it looks good. Let me see. Let's calculate if this works or not. Take. Here. And then what? Over there. Take. No, this is probably not the best move. So. Why on earth is this so tricky? Let's play here. 1 minute left. Come on, come on. Bishop e3. Okay, bishop b3. Okay, what was the point? We want to play b5, obviously. 54 seconds. It's even Steven. And all these funky moves, we welcome knight to d5. Then we just take and play the bishop back to d6 to keep everything tight in the back. If he ever decides to take the pawn, then we have this resource for the rook. And the idea is also to play the knight to c5 when we get the chance. Under the right circumstances. Note that this pawn on f7 is hanging if the king moves away. Therefore, we need to keep everything tight. We need to keep everything tight. Okay, so this is a waiting move. One of those waiting moves that we really like. And honestly, I think we have to move the bishop back. Okay, this is a weird move. So we just take. And now we need to put this gentleman somewhere. This looks good. Let's just hope we have enough time to convert this to a win. What is he threatening? Nothing? So we just put the king on a safe square. And this knight is coming to e6. I need to play fast and accurate. Okay, here. Okay, we just take. And here. Now we need to activate the rooks. Okay, so take. Here. Now we need to move the other rook. Okay, so let's take, and here. And here. And now we need to Tetris. 5 seconds. Ah. We are not gonna make it. Yeah, we made it. Okay, so interesting Philidor game. We were lucky, or maybe no puzzles. We are just gonna do it like this and see if we can play another game. So we are striving for 2500. Okay, this guy is good. So what should we play? Wow. What a move. Okay, this is the best reply against the Trompovsky according to many super grandmasters. And let's see if it works. Exactly this setup. We have the bishop pair. Which should count. Okay, so bishop d6. And here. And the king is coming to g7. Sneaky move. So we do not castle. We keep all the tension, both in the center as well as on the h file, the important h file. And now he is, well, I'm not quite sure if this is good or not. At least what he's doing, he's making life easier for us and harder for him. I mean, this cannot be good, these maneuvers. So we just take, we grab the c file, and if he ever decides to castle short, which is probably the only way to go, then we can attack using maybe this funky maneuver. We need to Tetris a little bit, just a little bit. We need this important square for the queen. And this diagonal is just super. Okay. Now we just move the queen, and if he ever decides to move the knight away, then we get a fair chance of winning the game in few moves. Okay, now we have this square. We have that square. We can either also put the rook here on d8. Too many good options. But we have to choose, and we need to choose wisely. The good thing about chess is that, I'm talking about modern chess, is that we can move the pieces back and forth. So maybe the rook has done its job, and now it's time to activate him via d file. Or, this is also tempting, but I guess this is the move. I just want to see what he does against this small threat. And the queen is coming to h2. And this is not easy to react to all of these threats. This bishop is not doing much. isolated pawn in the center, which I'm not very fond of. Some people like it. I don't like it. I actually hate it. Okay, so rook to g4. Interesting move. Interesting move. It might be time to switch plans, as we cannot make any progress on the king side as it is. So let's move the queen forward. We are opening the diagonal for the bishop, and we might even trap the rook. Can we trap the rook? It's a puzzle. Yeah, I think we can. I think we can trap the rook. Simple maneuver. A good exercise in calculation. These small important calculations. Okay, so now we can activate the king, and then we play e5. Keep everything solid. And we want to grab the half open c file, and I'm always in time trouble in this for some reason, so I need to move fast. Just few moves. So what I'm doing here, I'm just threatening two pieces, a pawn and a bishop. He cannot protect everything. That's impossible. Okay, so he decides to play on the king side. Fair enough. Okay, the question is how we can maximize the threats all over the place. Okay, he obviously wants to I think we can do this. This should be very uncomfy, okay, and then here. And if he plays, okay, and then here. In this type of position, it's all about being accurate. Don't blow everything up on one side and blunder a piece or something. That's very bad. And a good point when you're in time trouble and you're playing against the bishop, just remember to put your pieces on a black square. Therefore, he will never be able to pin or trick the piece. Okay, so I don't know how many points we have, but our aim was to reach 2500. We have 2422, and we are playing Lucky, and he plays the Al-Hekin. So what to do? Well, that's a good question. I like to keep things solid as always. And now we can transpose over. You see it in a second. All of a sudden, this has become a Sicilian, almost. A variation that we really like to play for white. And this is the point. If you don't know how to play against the Sicilian, this is one of two options that you that you can play. A closed Sicilian, okay, this was not a good move. Now we need to make a silly move. This bishop is just too... We cannot lose this pawn, that's for sure. Okay, so I might have mixed things up. So let's move back. And I will make some comments about this later on. But in the meantime, let's continue with the attack. Okay, here. We are protecting this important pawn. And in a perfect world, we want to play here. Bishop b3. Okay, this was a good move. This was a good move. So we need to keep things tight in the back, unfortunately. And we are willing to give up this knight for this bishop. This bishop is extremely strong. So and note that we are preparing the good old shachmat attack. So it's never over, never ever. Okay. Now we can capture this guy, and this gentleman became alive. So let's chop. Let's put our pieces, activate our pieces. And I am a really happy camper here, I guess. This cannot be good. If I just play here. Okay, and now we're activating this rook. We might be threatening to take the pawn. Could be option. Okay. I want to keep the queen on the board as long as I can. Okay, so now we need to regroup. Regroup. How do we do that? How can we regroup the pieces? They are on a bad square. So we need to do something. Let's start with this. We are threatening the pawn, and we are also threatening to play g4. And in a case of emergency, we can always sacrifice the exchange. This rook is not doing much. Okay. Shak. And it's really difficult to, well, keep everything cool. So in this case, we managed to trick him. And he resigned. Good game. So how much do we have? What, I have won all the games? So we are playing Vladimir Tambov. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so the French defense. Against the French defense, I recommend to play this variation. This bishop becomes really strong, at least some of the time. This is weird. I've never understood this. Okay, so he's threatening to trap our bishop. That's a first. I have to take the knight, and I think I will just castle, put my king to safety. That's always a good move. And I don't believe this was a good move, so we are just gonna we have to grab some space in the center, but at the same time we keep everything as solid as possible, so no shenanigans. Make luft for the king, gain 1 tempo. He needs to move the bishop, and now we can activate the queen, threatening this pawn. And we have doubled his pawn, and this is almost never good. So after this move here, he needs to give up one of his bishops, which should be in our favor. Okay, fair enough. His plan is obvious, is to put his queen over here and penetrate on this diagonal. So what we will do is try to play against it. We are happy here. We are happy here. So now what? Now what? That's a good question. Should we keep the position open or closed? Open or closed? Open or closed? So let's chop off the bishop. So we have a very active bishop playing both in defense and the offense, and I think we have to strike just to see. Yep, and here, yeah, it was his only chance. Okay. And now what? And now what? That's the big question. So, what is he threatening? At the moment, nothing. So, can we do something here? That's the big question. So, small calculation. Okay, queen e5. We have a resource. We have a resource. Okay, so we have to I think we have to do here g4. The point is, there is a point. There is always a point, but not now. There is no point now. Okay, let's take this. And play here. There was a point. This is interesting. Yeah, okay. So we lost one. Fair enough. We didn't play this as good as I thought. So the Philidor again. We can play d6 against d4. So we play a Philidor setup, which we like. Normal moves. And c6. Queen c7. Rook e8. Knight to f8. This is all standard. Yep. Knight g6. Okay, we take here. And we take here. So, how is this position? Just normal moves. We develop all of our pieces. Like always. That never gets old. Okay, now we can maybe play here. If he takes an en passant, and here, and we are just kicking. I like my position. We need to make luft for the king. And I mean, okay, what's happening here? All of our pieces have been activated. They are all doing something. Maybe this rook is not doing much at the moment, so we need to do something about it. If he ever decides to try something like this, which is at least something. So what I want to do is to activate this rook. Okay, fair enough. He is threatening something, so this could be the move, or we could play this the sneaky way. I like both options. I like both options. He's not threatening anything. So let's move the bishop here. Okay, here, let's take. And he needs to decide, okay. So maybe we can... We need to put our pieces on a good squares. This rook can be activated via d6. Here. We need to protect this. All right. We are still happy with our position. Okay, here. This looks good. Now the bishop is activated. Okay, slowly but surely we are making progress. We are making progress. So we need to block. We need to block some of this. So we are threatening the pawn. Not now, but later on. Okay, he wants to do something like this. And there's nothing we can do about it, unfortunately. So he is kicking us back. Okay, and here. And then what? What's going on here? Are we losing? Are we losing? If we are losing, then we have to make a decision. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. Okay. Okay. This might look weird. And that's because it is. But this is not over, far from it, actually. Far from being over. We have to be sneaky. Can we win this? Tricky move. Tricky move, we have a tricky move. No, he managed to see everything. Oh. Okay. Here. Check. Check. Oh, we lost on time once again. Okay, fair enough. Okay, we are playing a Grandmaster. So, a Grandmaster. Let's see if we can win a Grandmaster. A6. B5. We're gonna put our bishop here. And here. Here. Okay. This is coming. Okay, we won a Grandmaster. Easy peasy. Good stuff. So, no one wants to play? And now we have Dr. Manhattan. Okay. French defense. Let's try again. Let's try again. Okay, so the king is solid. We always have to put our king into safety. Okay, here. I mean, this has to be good. Just need to find it. Just need to find the best move in this position. What could it be? This. No, that's probably not good. But it looks good. Okay, so let's just... Oh, queen d8. Okay, fair enough. Gain a tempo, lose a tempo. That's how it goes. So we are threatening the pawn and the bishop. I think we can take, or we can play this the tricky way. Yep, let's play it the tricky way. Let's keep the queens on the board. I guess it's better. This cannot be good. That I know. That I know. But we need to keep the queen on the board. Okay, here. And he will probably castle, okay. So now the rooks will come. Slowly but surely. Slowly but surely, okay, here. Here. I like my position. I like my position. This is okay. And here. And he wants to take the bishop. That's not a good move. That I can tell you. And that's easy to see. We are threatening 2 pawns. And he's thinking, wow, what a move. Interesting stuff. And then what? Okay. This is very aggressive. Super aggressive. Okay, fair enough. Should we take with the bishop, the knight? No. This must be the best way of doing it. And this looks a little bit clumsy in my opinion. Especially when he's almost forced to do something like this. So we just give a check. And this looks good, doesn't it? Or maybe not. So he's threatening what? To take. and make a mess. Okay, here looks good. This looks good. 28 seconds. Okay, I'm taking too long in all of these decisions. So that was the plan. And here, and then a mate. Okay, fair enough. Wow. So one more. How many points do we have? So we're sticking with the Philidor. Should we take here? Yeah. This variation, aggressive one, to our liking. And put the king to safety. And here, and this is the square. This is the friendly square that we want to enter. And we want to take the bishop as well away. A6. And maybe he wants to put this knight here. Okay. And here. And now we have the bishop pair, and this is from a practical perspective, this is not winning, but this is almost winning for black. I mean, there's nothing he can do that makes any sense, and there's no counterplay. And this move here, we can even play here. And this pawn is just gonna queen in few moves. And you see this bishop against this knight. Yeah, now we are gonna execute our idea. Just need to be careful not to blunder anything here. So we need to keep everything under control. Or we can also pin the knight, which is probably the best move. Let's do that. Let's just pin the knight. He moves away with the king, and then we take. And this is too much. Okay, let's play here. The point is I want to put the rook here. Attacking from both sides. Okay. And here. This pawn is just too dangerous. Okay, here. This is the square. We want to enter. I'm going to take the pawn. Next move. We have to be patient. Okay, check. And no checks. And he is threatening to play here. So we need to be careful, as always. It's so easy to lose a game because of blunder. Is he still threatening this? Yeah, he might be. So here. This is a weakness, and we need to do something about it. You see, there is no mate. There are bunch of pieces, and there is no mate. So we are threatening to take, and here, and this pawn is falling. Okay, here. Checkity check, check, check. Did I miss the mate? No, I did not miss the mate. But the mate is coming. Somewhere. Let's see if we can find it. Check. Check. Checkmate. And there it was. Starship 45. So let's see if he wants to play it like this. And this is also possible. If you play the filter, this is also possible. That's the beauty of it. Short castle, c6, important move, taking all the squares. Queen to c7, rook e8. And this beautiful maneuver is coming. Oops. So we make Luft for the king. And this is also to my liking. And these positions, they are pretty tight. I realize. But hopefully you will see how strong they can become just all of a sudden. And the weakness is here. This is the weakness. Okay, now I'm activating the rooks and putting the bishop back. And the rook was here in the corner, but now it is here on a much better square. And now it's time to do something. Okay, so let's move the queen to e8, and this is the fun part. Here, probably the best square for the queen. We are threatening to take the pawn, and then the knight. Okay. So he chops and see how the bishop becomes a monster in few moves just now. And this rook is coming here. Boom. And check. Here. And what's happening here? Are we winning? Losing? Both? Can we sacrifice something? For instance, can we sacrifice the queen? It's tempting. It's really tempting to sacrifice the queen. Yeah, let's do it. Let's sacrifice the queen. Okay, and here. And here. Okay, maybe it was, this is maybe too much. It was too much. But it looked tempting. So, do we need to resign? No. We are not gonna resign. We have a square here that the queen was about to enter, but he saw it, of course. Here. This is actually not over. Believe it or not. There are tricks all over the place. Here. Okay. So what we are queen, he's queen up, and nothing is going on. So put the king to safety. This is completely lost, obviously. Yeah, there's nothing I can do here. Yeah, he's coming here. Okay, here. Let's try. Let's try here. I don't even have a move. Okay. Bad game. Oh man. Okay, international master. Okay, here. F4. This is the main line in the French defense, a variation in which I cannot remember what is. Not the best position, but still, we have some fighting chances. We have some semi-open files, and his position is not that active. Okay, here and here. Slowly but surely, we're making progress. Yeah, let's give a check. And put this king somewhere. Oh, it wasn't even a check. Okay, here and here. Yeah, this good old trick. Let's take here. And let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on. Well, if he takes, then we take here. And we win. I think. Yeah, so this is probably the best move. But then we can do something. Maybe here. This looks promising. And we just take. This looks good. There is no mate. That's the good part. The bishop is right on time in the defense. Okay, here and here. This is coming. What is he? International master from where? Well, it doesn't say. And I think he will just resign. I guess so. No, of course he will not resign. Why should he? But this is too much. This is just too much. And maybe this, no, give a check. And here. And he will probably try to be sneaky. Move his rook to here. Hoping for something that is not there. I believe this is the only chance he has. Yeah. Exactly. So we just take. We always have this resource for the bishop. And he resigns. Okay, fair enough. Now this is too much. How can I abort the game? Maybe we can. Maybe this is the trick. Yes. Okay, let's play something normal. I don't see the problem here. I think we have equalized the game after a few moves in the London system. And this is considered to be one of the best ways to play against the London system. In these type of position. Note that the bishop is out of this pawn wall. And therefore, we have a really good position. Castle, castle, and then we're gonna put this rook. And one day we want to put something here or here. And we need to get rid of this bishop as soon as possible. And then we will just load up on the C file. And now I think he realizes what's about to happen. Yeah, okay, so he goes for something like... I'm not very fond of this. I think this is a better version for me. Honestly. Take, and... Wow, we have a trick. He's very tricky. We need to be careful. He has one trick. Let's say we play here, he gives a check, and then he gives a check here. So we need to be careful. This is probably the move. And I mean, if we manage somehow to attack this pawn, then it's game over. Okay, he is opting for this square, so we'll just be cool. Protect everything. And now we can move the knight somewhere. Let's say we move it here, for instance. And we are also protecting this. But he is a very tricky guy, obviously. Okay, let's take and play f6. And we want to put our king here, not here. And of course he doesn't allow us to do anything. So this is coming. And where to go? With the knight. If he goes back, then we have to play king f7. We are protecting everything now. And we are threatening to take here. So how does he react? And we also have a trick. And I'm not quite sure if he sees it. We have a mating threat. Believe it or not. We always have to... Okay, so he's threatening this. So we need to put the queen. Yeah, we were threatening to play here. Everything is protected. So what is he doing? Everything is protected. So we just take the pawn. Free pawn. And still, everything is protected. So we are not afraid of anything. Now we need to do something like this, yeah? And we still have the trick. Yeah, he sees it. Yeah, that's because he's good. And here. And we are threatening mate in 5 moves. Can he defend it? I'm not sure, honestly. I'm not quite sure. And this is a guy almost 2500. And those guys are pretty good. And he's just out of time. He's running out of time and he's running out of resources and everything. Let's give a check and wrap this game up. Wrap it up. Yeah, maybe this is the best. Okay, fair enough. A good win. And we are a little bit closer to 2500. We are playing good chess. And now we are playing Sans Herbina. And we play the Sicilian. So let's play the Alpine. Let's switch to the Alpine defense. Okay, here. Okay. What do I wanna do? Here. Here. And the point was Queen b3 in certain move. Okay, we're just gonna sacrifice the pawn. Let's sack the pawn. If he decides to take, no, he does not. Obviously, because it was a tricky move. But let's continue with this. We are asking a lot of uncomfy questions, and he decides to go for it. And I'm not sure. No, he bails out, which was probably the most sensible way. But now we have a really strong center. And next move is obviously to make Luft here for the king. And he needs to move the bishop, and we have to protect this guy. Because we need to move the knight away. So let's grab some more space on the queen side. Can we do something funky here? No. Just normal chess. And here we want to keep an eye on this diagonal. And this is coming. If he allows us. And these positions are quite equal. I'm not quite sure if I would take black or white here. Your opponent offers a draw. Why? Why should we make a draw? Let's play. Not quite sure if this was the best move. What did he resigned? Yeah, understandably. He was too afraid. Okay, so we are almost there. 2400. Caro-Kann. Okay. This is the way to play against the Caro-Kann. At least one of the ways. Queen to b3, key move. According to my knowledge, this is much better for white. Much better. Just need to decide where to put our pieces. So we need to access one of those squares. How do we do it? We need to move this gentleman out of the way. Okay. So he wants to, well, try to do something. And if he plays bishop to g6, then we take with the knight, just to keep the bishop here. At least we have some. We have something. And all of a sudden, this has become. Okay, I have to take like this, and then what? What is he doing? Here. Should it be on this diagonal or that diagonal? This diagonal. Okay. This is nothing. Never will be. So now we just need to load up. Load up. Here. The bishops are really strong. But we need to activate this guy. And we can do it via here. Yeah. That's the way to go. And then we put our king on a good square, the best square possible. And it might be a possibility to walk with the king all the way to the king's to the queen side. Just to get him out of the way. It's probably the best way. Okay, this cannot be good. Yeah, so we are running. We are running with the king to the other side. Yeah. Okay, so now he's threatening to take the pawn. So we need to protect it. This is always a threat. Because his rooks are on a white or light square. So we have some tricks. We have some tricks. Something to play for. We have to look both sides. Okay, so here. Okay, so he decides to take. So now the bishop has become a good one. And a useful one as well. Okay. Here. This is so tempting. This is so tempting, but I have to move the king away. Yeah. The king needs to enter the game. Okay, he's threatening what? This? Oh, I just want to go for it. I want to go for it. But I'm not sure if that's the right way. I'm not sure if that's the right way. Yeah, let's go for it. G5. And here, 41 seconds. Here, where to go with the rook. He cannot access h1 because the square is occupied. And all of a sudden, this is starting to look okay. And we have some trick. We have a trick of playing here, yeah, and take this pawn. Yep. He falls right into the trap. Right into the trap. And the reason is that, yeah, let's play here. And let's just take. And now we have a pawn majority. I want to block. And here. And here. And here. I wanna enter so badly. Let's give a check. And here. Here. Some Tetris going on. Yep, here. And the king is about to enter. About to enter. Okay, here. Check. Oh, I thought I was winning completely. But okay. He's a fighter. He's a fighter. Okay. Okay, here. Let's play some uncomfy moves here in a row just to win this game. Okay, so what's going on? We have how many points do we have? 20 blah blah points. 24-76, and we are playing a Johnny Ball game. Johnny Ball game. Does Johnny Ball game know how to play against the Philidor? Yes or no? And we have all seen this before. And now he decides, okay, what should I do? What's going on? I must have a better position. And he ends up playing, well, a weird move. A weird move, let's say. And he must castle long. Okay, fair enough. b5. Bishop b7. It's just like before. And now, if you remember, we need to put the king on a square that is safe on. And that can be done in few ways. And this time, I want to try something new. No, why should I? Why should I? All of my pieces are quite good. I have nothing to worry about. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. So, the idea was to play g6. So let's see. I just want to see. The point is the king is coming here into safety. Okay, so let's take. Probably here. Knight b6. And I think I have to move here. An ugly move. Okay. Here. Here. Okay, he wants to capture the knight. We do not allow any type of... Or should we? Yeah, okay, let's do it. So where is this knight going? Here. I guess so. Okay, here. This is probably the move. Yep, so and then we're gonna play here. We're threatening to take the pawn. We have 1 minute left. Yeah, and he goes for tactic, which is completely fine. So now all of a sudden, this has transposed into a endgame. And like I always say, in the endgames without the queens on the board, the position of the king is essential. Okay. Fair enough. Here. Ah, okay, so he blundered 1 pawn. Okay, fair enough. But we have a passer. We have a passer. This is very exciting. Okay, here. And the king enters. Okay, here. And here. And why not give a check? Or let's give a check here first. Here. And I want to grab some space. The thing is, what's happening here? He wants to give a check here. Okay, so let's check and play b4. And now he's completely stuck. His pawns, even though he has a majority, okay, here. Okay, here. And this is not easy. This is not easy. That's for sure. Let's give a check. Okay, here. Let's chop. Here. We are coming here. We are coming for you. Okay. This is difficult. This is really difficult for him. And this is one of those positional games from the fielder. No fireworks. Just some solid play. And this is what happens. So 50, okay. So how many games do we have left? We have 24-87 and we are playing against mate 7. Mate 7. Let's see how mate 7 will play against us. We have won few games in a row. Okay. If you remember how to play against the Caro-Kann. Tricky move. But knight e2. Okay. And this is the thing in chess that I don't understand. He has an isolated pawn, which is, at least according to my knowledge, bad. And we just keep everything cool. No shenanigans. Just move our pieces on a good square. Okay, and here. And now we have a really good knight. Extremely good. And this nonsense, still I don't understand why why people play like that. Anyway, here we need to continue. This is the weakness. This is the target. We need to put the ultimate pressure on that pawn. So we keep everything cool, like always. And he wants to play here, which is a good move. So we have to take. And then here. Still, this is weakness, but we need to be careful. And now he decides to close everything down. That's a weird decision, but might be a good one. Okay, so now we're gonna activate everything, and now you see. Now you see the queen should be here. And this rook is coming here. Okay, let's chop and put the rook on d1. And then we put the ultimate pressure, and you'll see in a sec. You'll see in a sec. The king is wide open. Wide open. Okay, this is a bit dangerous, I admit. So let's take this gentleman off the board and play here. And all these threats, they are coming in. And this bishop can become extremely strong, and you'll see in a sec. Let's say if I manage to put the queen here and the bishop here, and then we're gonna penetrate all over the board. And this is not easy. Okay? This was expected. And now we can play here. And this is also very tricky. And now he needs to resign, and we win. Chess is easy, as they say. Easy game. Okay, this is it. 24.99. This might be the last game of today's session, and we are facing the English. Okay. It goes something like this, the theory, if I remember correctly. And this is also a well-known. And when people have names like this, something chess, just bunch of numbers, just random numbers, I always think that they are cheating. I mean, who would name your account this? I mean, no one. It's just bunch of nonsense. I don't like it. But okay. B6. We're gonna develop the bishop. This is all standard stuff. All standard. Nothing new here. Knight to a5. Okay. And we're gonna activate the rook. Of course we want to activate, we want to activate this rook as well, but it's a bit more difficult. So we need to put our queen here on a3. It's so freaking cold in Iceland now, that's insane. And what's the threat? Where's the threat? Where's the threat? There's no threat. So let's go for it. You see the bishop, how strong he is? Wow. Sacrifice after sacrifice. Okay, so what's happening here? What's happening here? I don't know. Mate? Okay, we have to take. I mean, come on. And then what? He wants to put his queen here, obviously. Right? Wrong? Maybe? Yes? No? Okay, so how can we make this work? How can we make this work? So let's say if he puts the queen. Are we scared? Are we scared? No, we should not be scared. We should not be scared. So. Interesting. We have to be able to play defense. Okay, check, 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 checkity, check, 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 and then what? Where's the mate, as they say? Where is the mate? It's probably coming. Okay. Here. We have to defend. We have to threaten something. We have only 38 seconds left. It's almost impossible to win now. But at least we are threatening something, right? He needs to react. He needs to defend. We have to be clever. So, this is a square that he can give a check. This square as well. So we just have to make sure we occupy those two squares. Okay, and now we take the bishop. And all of a sudden, we have almost turned the table. Okay, check. And here. And now we are threatening. Okay, we can probably give a check here. And this is just a bunch of nonsense. Complete nonsense. Okay, I cannot think. This is... Check. Check. Checkmate. Okay, so we won. Woohoo! 2500. That was today's goal. I'm friggin' hungry. I want to have something to eat. Pizza. I want pizza. So thank you guys for being here. Like always, we are streaming now from Lichess, and I believe we will move to Lichess almost entirely from chess.com. Firstly, I managed to get the real name, the Chess Kitchen, and everything. The classrooms is much better on Lichess. So, thank you for today, and see you in the next one.